How's it going, guys? My name is John Ralph Newton Jr., but you guys can just call me John for short. A little bit about myself, like, you only ever really find me doing three things, one of three things, and that's either diving or spearfishing and fitness, followed by like schoolwork, which takes up majority of my time. That being because I'm a first year student in college. So more specifically, like more about this video, this is like an edit I made of a dive I went on Tuesday, which is like February 16th, 2021. Currently it's Friday at 7:46 a.m. And if I'm like all over the place, just like a little warning, like I didn't really sleep today, but I'll try to zone in. So a little bit about this dive. We hopped in on the east side of Oahu, and like if you recognize the spot, you recognize it. I can't really say because my dive partner will get mad at me. It is what it is. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. That's just how it is. So we hopped in like at 3 p.m. Got out like 6 or 7 p.m. Like the sun was setting quick. So my goals for this dive wasn't really to like shoot like the biggest fish or like trophy hunt, if you will. Like, don't get me wrong. Like if I see the fish and it presents a shot, like you best believe I'm gonna try to take it. But like usually that's not what I'm focused on, and that's not like the opportunity that presents itself. That being the conditions I dive in, like I don't really ever dive like too deep because I'm still like a pretty like novice, if you will. I've only been diving for like less than 2 years. That being like I started diving during the COVID lockdown, but that's like a whole different story. I can get into that if you guys want. Just let me know in the comments, like whatever you guys want to see, just let me know. So for my dive like goals, I was trying to like recently with my new dive partner, he's been preaching a lot about like sustainability and shooting like invasive fish to keep them off the reef, to like promote like reef health. And I can go into that more into another video if you like. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. And like if I mispronounce anything or if I butcher any names, like I'm not really from here, so just like try to understand. But if you want to critique me, let me know in the comments, or if I say anything, just let me know. I'm always up for like what's it called, positive criticism, negative criticism. Just let me know. And if you like this content that I'm gonna produce, hopefully I can like make it consistent. Maybe you can consider subscribing. If not, it's all right. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Boom. Alright, so first fish in the bag is a kole, also known as a yellow-eyed tang. For those who aren't too familiar with spearfishing, the knife through their head is the most humane way to kill the fish or put them out. It doesn't cause them any pain, and if it does, it's very temporary and quick. And this kui, I put it through the eyes because the fish is too small for it to go through the mouth, and he doesn't complain, you know. So after swimming for what felt like 2 hours, I came across this toile, which you'll see pretty soon. And I was kind of hanging above it, almost like vertical. And the great Ryan Myers says this is a low percentage shot because the surface area of the fish is smaller than if it was broadside. But I guess I got lucky. Plus I was pretty close, so that might help. But I shot it in the tail, so it was a good holding shot. I just wanted to pull it in close so I can put it out, so it's not in pain, you know. And toiles are actually one of my favorite fish to shoot because they're like, one, they're very good, and two, they're very pretty. I mean that in the most manly way possible. As you've seen, I had to humble it real quick so it doesn't damage my shaft, but besides that, it's all good. And right here you can see I'm braining the fish. I know it looks crazy to people who aren't used to spearfishing, but it's honestly the most humane way to take them out. And right here you can see I put the kui from the bottom of the gills and out the mouth rather than through the eyes, because the fish is actually bigger, so therefore it's actually easier to fit it through the gills and you don't have to go through the eyes. Alright, so in this clip, even though I'm not the best cameraman, one of my dive partners, Ponce, he spotted a roy from the surface and he dropped down And if you look at his body language, he's very calm and collected. And that's how you have to be when you're hunting these Roy, because they're very like smart and witty. Like if they think you're hunting them, they'll spook and they'll dip and they'll go into a cave, and they're really hard to get after that. As you can hear, he's pretty stoked to get that fish. He takes a lot of pride into what he does. And over here, like I see this big school of like Nenui and like Polani swimming by. And I thought it was a good opportunity to go down and stretch the lungs a little bit, get used to the water. And up coming here, I seen a couple of Nenuis screaming through these caves, and you'll see one come out, and the camera doesn't really make it look that big, but in person, like, I thought these were like knife jaws. I was getting pretty stoked, and then I just saw the Nenui. And my dive partner, Ponce, he doesn't really like the bigger Nenui because the meat gets tougher. And it kind of becomes like one of those things if you're having a bad dive. Like sometimes those Nenui don't seem like a bad shot to take. So we're at this spot. I took a dive bomb on some uhu and kala. I don't think you really see the uhu, but the surge is pumping strong. And I was kind of like all over the place. It was kind of chaos. My snorkel was in my face. And then right here, my shooting line gets caught on the coral. But I still managed to get the shot on the kala. And this is what I do the catch and cook on in this video. And this kala was pretty decent. This is honestly probably my best kala. But I'm also really like a newbie, so it may not be much to those experienced divers, but it meant a lot to me. And again, with the knife to the brain technique, it's honestly like the most humane way to dispatch a fish, taking them out instantly so they're not stressing. And I know there's blood, but he doesn't feel it, or he or she, I don't discriminate. So while we're on the topic of kala, just some quick facts. They're often referred to as a blue spine unicorn fish and are known to grow up to 70 centimeters. In fact, the Hawaii state record comes in at a whopping 12.7 pounds, Kanikani Ohe Bay on the island of Oahu. And just for reference, this kala I shot was only 2 pounds and 4 ounces, but it was plenty for me. And check out this buoy. This buoy's honestly pretty nice. It saved my life so many times. When it comes to like monster waves, I can just hop on it and catch a ride to shore. And for those of you who are in the market for a buoy, make sure you can support your weight and then some, just for safety precautions. The way I think about it is you prepare for the worst and hope for the best, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And if you guys want to know more about the stuff I use, let me know down in the comments. I'll be so down to do a gear review. And I just wanted to say I'm not sponsored by any like spearfishing companies, so all my opinions are unbiased. But needless to say, if you're from a big company, let me know. I'll represent with pride. And for all those interested in spearfishing, take notes and don't do what I do in this clip, and I'll explain why it was wrong. That being said, I spotted this ahoy hole from the surface inside this little cave. And now for one, I have the spear gun double bend. It's 100 centimeter Picasso. And the reason why this is wrong is because if you shoot into a rock and it's kind of like a porous material or like a lava rock, your bail can open up on the other side, therefore making it nearly impossible to pull it out in one piece. This actually happened to me in my very first spear gun. I accidentally shot it into a rock and the shaft ended up getting stuck inside the rock and ended up damaging my shaft pretty bad. More specifically, it was the bail that ripped off. This actually happened on my 60 centimeter, which you see in this clip. As a result, I took this gun to Maui Sporting Goods, where I then got the 3-prong attachment for some cost, but it honestly wasn't that bad. Needless to say, I highly recommend going to Maui Sporting Goods in town on the island of Oahu. For any of your dive needs, they have a really chill and friendly staff that will work with you for whatever you need. Now as I peek into this cave, I see another holy holy, and I line up, bango, got the shot, brained it, spined it, instantly out the book. Hit him with that one shot, one kill special. If you know, you know. Now since the fish was already dead, I brained it, broke the spine, broke the brain, you know how it goes. I just left it on the gun because I was kind of too lazy to put it on my kui, because I was heading out of the water anyway, so I just attached it to my buoy. I has like little straps on the side I attached my guns to. I know it looks like a mess, but that's just my dive line that I connected to like a little dive lead. Also, I'd like to mention I buy majority of my gear from either Hanapaa or Maui Sporting Goods. And again, I cannot preach how much this buoy means to me. Like, it's literally like my lifeline out in the ocean. Even though right now the conditions aren't too bad, like this, having this buoy gives me so much confidence when I'm in the water. And here, like, I was just talking about like what happened during the dive, like a little summary, but the audio was so bad due to my GoPro case, I didn't account for it. And for those of you who don't know, like the waterproof case kind of muffles the audio. And I don't know why I forgot about this. Maybe it's just because, like, you know, when you're diving, get that foggy brain afterwards from being like oxygen deprived. At this point, I was pretty much summing up my catches. So I got the kala, the tuau, the kole, and the hole hole. And some interesting facts I heard about the kole is that they were like reserved only for royalty, and if you were caught, you'd get a really bad punishment. And I feel like that just goes to show how special this fish is. And here I was pretty much talking about how I take pride in my catches, even though they're not really the biggest. That being because it's a unique thing to be able to say I spent my youth diving in the Hawaiian oceans. Shout out to that man Carl. I just wanted to flex my catches real quick, even if they're not that fat. So now we're going into the catch and cook portion of the video. And since I hit my kala with a gut shot, I wasn't really, I was kind of sus whether or not I should gut it or not, just so it didn't ruin any of the meat. I've heard both ways, but let me know in the comments what you think, if it was the right thing to gut it or not. Because pretty much the way we're going to cook it is pretty simple. Just gut it and then throw it in the oven on a baking tray at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes, or until the skin can peel back. You'll see in the video, it's actually pretty good. Oh yes. Now boy, let me tell you, this smell is not for the faint of heart. Like, obviously it smells like doo-doo, but it is what it is. And obviously I had to rinse it off in the sink real quick. But if you look, the meat is actually really nice on this kala. I think next time I shoot one, I'll make like fish tacos out of like beer batter or something. As you saw, I just set the oven to preheat for 350. I put it on the baking tray. I'm about to throw it in the oven for like 15 to 20 minutes, or until the skin peels off. Please ignore like the mess. I swear it's not that dirty most of the time. It's just, you know how it'll be. So these are the ingredients you're gonna need. Honestly, I just made it up on the fly. It was actually pretty good too. So I had mirin, rice vinegar, chili oil, sesame oil, and soy sauce. And I don't use measurements because we don't have those at my house. So I just poured it and measured with my eyes. If it looked good, it looked good. And I bet it tastes good too. And the recipe I'm trying to copy right now was something my friend Cyrus made. It was a chili pepper water and soy sauce. Obviously, I didn't have chili peppers or anything that was in the name, but it was inspired by him. And I threw in some brown sugars for good measure. Shout out to my kole in the side of the camera. Alright, here's the kala. And watch, the skin's about to peel back and the meat's about to look amazing. I could honestly eat the meat without any sauce or anything. It has like a really firm texture, but that might only be because of the way it cooked it. I maybe overcooked it a little bit, but it was still perfect. Yeah, I said forget the fork. And look, that skin peeled back so perfectly, I didn't even cut the top part or anything. You gotta like celebrate a little bit, you know? And now I was kind of looking at the camera while I was pouring it, but man, look at that. You cannot tell me you would not eat that. Let me know in the comments if you'd eat that. That looks amazing. And it tasted pretty good too. I know I don't really have like the best like facial expressions for eating on camera, and I know it's the same shirt, but I promise I washed it. So this is the Roy that Ponce shot. It's actually pretty impressive, but some quick facts about Roy is that they are believed to have higher levels of ciguataria on them because of the reef fish they eat. Also, they can eat 2.5 times their body weight compared to that. And a Milu can eat 10 times. I thought that was pretty interesting. But back to the ciguataria, there's kind of been like anti-propaganda campaigns, if you will, against Roy amongst like fishermen, like spreading stories here and there. There's been like a couple reports and a couple reports here that kind of counteract each other, but this kind of like contributes to like the stigma around Roy, leading you to have higher chances of obtaining ciguataria, which is, keep it simple, is like food poisoning, but you get it from fish. Obviously it's different, but that's like a way to think about it. And the thing is, like Chinese cuisine, it's popular to eat these Roy, and I thought that was something interesting because it kind of goes against like the popular belief. How's it going, guys? So if you're watching this, that means you stuck around to the end of the video, and I want you guys all to comment "Kala" in the comments so I know who actually watched it all the way to the end. And also let me know like what else I should do for like video wise. For this channel, I plan to like upload like stuff about my life, maybe like document like from vlogs to like workouts to spearfishing and fishing in general. Like I don't consider myself an expert in any of those fields. Like if anything, like I can represent like an average person's like skill level, and hopefully like throughout like the duration of this channel, you can see me progress from like being like an average skill level into maybe like an above average. I don't want to get like too hopeful, but yeah, just let me know what you guys want and be like harsh, critique me. Like I'm always down to learn. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching and spending this much time out of your day towards me, and enjoy. I almost forgot. Do the YouTube stuff like, comment, subscribe. That's what everyone says. So yeah. All right, now instead of enjoy, it's bye bye.